After many, many years of wild, reckless, but always enjoyable adventures, the inevitable happened. We slowed down, got married, had families, gained responsibilities. Isn't that right, John?
That's right, Marcus. But the time has come to set out again, this time on different kinds of adventures, discovering far-flung places and having a little fun on the way. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Great. Let's go then.
Well, now?
Yes, now!
We're heading for one of the most diverse destinations on Earth. Just the two of us and 2 cameras will travel from the coastal deserts to the high Andes and down to the Amazon basin. So why don't you join us for some aspirational travel adventures, escapism on a micro-budget.
So we're here in Lima. What do you think?
Well, I think it's a great day. It's supposed to be fog-bound here for 6 months of the year. What do you think?
I like it. Apart from that they lost my luggage and I've had constant headaches all the time. It's the altitude. Apparently when you get to this incredibly high altitude you suffer with a lot of headaches, and so I've been popping the pain pills for the headaches. Then I found out that we're actually at sea levels. It's kind of worrying.
Well, that's what happens when you get older. You make allowances for your age. He's become a bit of a pill junkie. He's less carefree than he used to be. He's a man full of woes and worries. Me, I just take life in my stride.
No, at least I admit it. I don't try and hide it like some people I know. And it's sort of getting to lunchtime, so...
Feel a beer coming on and the odd olive.
Yeah, stuffed olive.
And then I think we should go out and see what Lima has to offer. Don't you think it's a good idea?
Lima succeeds in blending the ancient with the modern with style and panache. It's vibrant, exciting, and a great place to spend a few days. We begin our journey heading south on the Pan American Highway.
Oh, here we are. A very strange little place on the side of the road. You want some bananas? I'm going to get some bananas and maybe some water or something.
Over the next 20 minutes, we'll attempt to show you just a glimpse of this incredible country and hopefully give you a sense of what it might feel like to be here.
This is our third morning in Peru. We're 3.5 hours south of Lima in a place called Paracas, and we're heading out to the Ballestas Islands.
The Humboldt Current runs through these waters, which is one of the world's most productive ecosystems, and provides a wealth of riches for the vast array of marine life you'll find here and the millions of seabirds flying overhead, which is a very good reason to wear a hat.
Is there ever an estimation of how many birds are here? How many millions?
Very, very hard to know, because according to the varieties of fish or the El Niño phenomena or the Humboldt currents, they look for food, they look for anchovies, and they move a little bit from one island to the other one. So it's hard to estimate. We know that the population is going down because of global warming.
Look at it. It's gorgeous. It's magnificent.
It is kind of wonderful.
1 hour inland from Paracas, you'll find the dunes at Huacachino, South America's only natural desert oasis. Life can be dull and boring, so if you get the opportunity to go dune buggying here, take it. Blow those blues away. Excite yourself.
That was dune bugging Peru style, and I'd like to do some more of that. I'd like to do some more now. I want to do some sandboarding, because I haven't done that yet, before it's completely dark. So if you'll excuse me now, I'm off.
You went really well.
This is really kill me for carrying backpack that I then throw in sometimes sundry.
You should try that.
But good.
I did try it.
No.
And I was standing out.
Yeah, where are we?
Ica dunes.
Well, we probably need one of those pisco sours, no?
Yes, only one. That's a stop. So good.
Travelling in luxury and style is made difficult if you're on a budget. Who cares? Coaches are accessible, practical and cheap. They're a great way to see the country and to meet new people. which if your personal circumstances have changed recently may provide you with a perfect opportunity to meet that special person. Kismet or not, as the case may be.
First time up here?
Yeah, first time.
What do you think so far?
Cold.
Cold!
We're used to the cold, but not in May.
And you have any problems altitude-wise?
I did when I first got here. We flew into La Paz and I got sick about 4 days in, but I've been fine since then.
We're at 3,000 meters now, and we begin the ascent into the Andes. The air is remarkable, pure, clear. It's heady stuff, makes you feel good to be alive. It's perfect. It's a beautiful day, and I'm looking forward to the rest. So let's get to it.
Me too, let's go.
But these are very sharp, very sharp.
I just got some in my ankle. We're out here just at sunset, and the sun's looking quite spectacular as it sets down over the square, sets behind the mountains. Coca tea. Now this helps with altitude sickness, and as well as altitude sickness, it helps with all sorts of things. It makes you feel pretty good too.
They call them invaders, people who have come in after the agrarian revolution of 1969, 1970. Anyway, they all flocked to the towns and the cities to seek a better life, because the agrarian revolution obviously wasn't working very well. Anyway, and there was a little fallout from the Sendero Luminoso as well, the Shining Path, who ironically persecuted the very people they were trying to protect.
More importantly, what do you want to do tonight?
Tonight I thought we maybe might go and try out one of the highly recommended bars in town and live a little and experience Peru.
Well, it's not looking good for John, who was guilty of double dipping at the bar last night. All those fingers in the corn snacks.
So how'd you feel this morning, John? Good?
Not bad.
100%?
Maybe 82. How about you?
Well, if I'm perfectly honest, I feel some ominous rumblings now. This is one of the first founded colonial cities in the 1860s, but then it's been destroyed by earthquakes.
They call it the White City because when the Spanish came, they were the white Spanish, right?
And still to this day they feel a little superior.
Where are we going now? To a nunnery.
This is convent. Nuns weren't allowed to talk for 4 years. They weren't allowed to touch anyone. All my life I've been waiting to get into a convent.
Women who are working on the restoration, they decided to use these 3 colors. These colors remember us when the Spaniards were in Arequipa. If you visit now some colonial houses, they are still painted in orange, blue and red.
Notice you're taking a little Gatorade there. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm having slight shortness of breath on it. When I'm doing something, a little exertion, going up some stairs, then...
Is that down to your general level of poor fitness?
Well, that could be. But I think it might be to do with that it's slightly at an elevated altitude, which means that the air's slightly thinner, so I'm not quite getting enough oxygen to my lungs. So how are you coping with the altitude? Notice anything different at the moment?
What I notice now is how clear the air is, how pure the air is.
But didn't you mention something about a shortness of breath earlier?
No. Well, after 4 hours through the most spectacular Andean countryside, rising to an elevation of 5,000 meters, we're now in a place called Chiva, where we'll stay for a couple of nights.
Tomorrow it's off to the Coca Canyon, and as we get a little more acclimatized, we'll be moving on up to Lake Titicaca. But this is kind of nice. I mean, just the whole expanse of the mountains and the vista is just huge. It's hard to explain, hard to imagine.
This is the Huertiti dance, which signifies the true meaning of love and the joy of courtship, as well as the complementary nature of the masculine and the feminine.
We are sitting waiting for condors. A few thousand other people waiting for condors as well. And hopefully they'll be along really soon. Biggest birds in the world, I think, or the heaviest. They live to up to 50 years old, which is quite amazing. So we'll patiently sit here and wait.
The condor is a scavenger, trolling the thermal air currents on the lookout for carrion. It's a vulture, not normally associated with grace and beauty. However, the condor in flight is simply majestic.
We've just had the extreme pleasure of watching those condors soar up on the thermal currents here in the Colca Canyon, which incidentally is 3,200 meters deep. That's 1,000 meters deeper than the Grand Canyon.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We had a great night's sleep. And now we're on a bike tram on the way down to the harbour where we're going to catch a boat.
To Lake Titicaca. In fact, over Lake Titicaca to one of the islands. Which island is it, John?
It's the Ashanti, not Ashanti Island, is it?
He's always a wealth of information, this boy.
Look, if you'd have slept as much as I did last night, you'd be a wealth of information too.
9 soles.
How much is that in English money, Saber?
No sé.
It's a well-known fact that there's less oxygen at altitude, which in turn can have an effect on your brain.
We're on the island of Amantia now, which is in the middle of Lake Titicaca, and we're just about to integrate with the local community. We're here to spend the night. For us, this is going to be a fairly interesting experience. I mean, it's basic in there. It's a bit like a cell. The people who own it are very charming, lived here all their life. They don't know what a television is, mobile phone, computer. There's no electricity. The toilet's down that way. So we don't need that.
Or there is something under the bed.
Something special and plastic.
Something, yeah, and...
Give you a clue, they used to be brass with a long handle.
No, they didn't.
Or was it a bed warming
You're
pan?
thinking of a bed warming pan. Yeah. You think it's something really smelly and you have to carry it a long distance?
Okay.
I can see your reasoning behind it, yeah.
Well, should we go and see what we can do?
Yes, we've got to go down to
It's going to get dark soon.
We've got to go catch sunset on the mountaintop.
It's going to be beautiful. Behind me are the Uros Islands, fabled reed islands, Lake Titicaca, and we're at 12,610 feet. And the people here are amongst the nicest in Peru. They're gentle, they're kind, they're welcoming, gentle souls. Gentle souls. Do you like that touch? And the tourists who visit are made to feel very welcome. The local indigenous population live here 24 hours a day and they spend their lives here.
These reed islands are quite magnificent. The whole islands are made of reeds. The boats, the houses, everything. Even the people are made of reeds. Behind me is Puno. On our way on a wonderful 9-hour journey on a bus to Cusco, which should be really exciting because there's a strike going on.
So what's happening?
There's a big long queue. Stretches about, maybe half a mile. That way, there's absolutely nothing. It's a lovely day though.
A beautiful day for a strike. They must have thought that when they woke up. Beautiful day for a strike.
So they have these lightning strikes and they just blockade the road and just hang out and do nothing for many long hours. Probably a little like we'll be doing now.
So we just have to entertain ourselves for the next 4 or 5 hours while the...
Yeah, we should suck in.
The landscape takes your breath away, but you can't help feeling that it's bleak and challenging here in the winter. But for the time being, the sun shines and all is well.
Corazón decepcionado, ya no llores, ya no sufras. Mañana que
How many children does she have?
Ocho, 5. 85, yes.
This lady has 85 children.
This is the Sacred Valley, which was much favoured by the Incas for the production of maize. And here is the Urubamba River, one of the many rivers that meander through the valley. We'll follow the course of the river toward the next leg of our journey, the Inca Trail. Alternatively, you could make the 3-hour journey by train from Cusco. We've woken to the most magnificent morning. There's just time for a little breakfast, which is essential, final preparation of gear, before the promise of a gentle climb uphill. Fantastic.
Dead Woman's Pass. The Inca Trail, one of the world's greatest hikes.
Lots of steps. Go on forever.
I've done it, and rather immodestly. I was first, by quite a long way.
It's only another 2 hours of this going uphill, so I suppose it shouldn't be too bad. Anyone call for a helicopter?
Well, we did it first thing in the morning, which is good. It would have been tougher in the afternoon. Life is good. Life's very good. Energized. And here comes the guy.
I made it up too. You see who's filming him? That means I made it up, so not quite as fast as him, but right behind him. Anyway, I had to stop and help some very attractive ladies that just couldn't quite make it. And if it hadn't have been for me, I'm sure there would be more dead women on Dead Woman's Pass. I am absolutely knackered. My feet hurt because I got a blister that covers the whole of the sole of one of them and a little bit of the other one. And just feel generally absolutely wasted.
Perversely, I feel wonderful. Outside is gorgeous. You've got the clouds floating about, maybe 1,000 feet below you, and I'm really set up for the evening. Only slight problem is evening falls very quickly here. About 5:30 it's going to be dark, and then you're confined to the tent for the next 12 hours. You could stumble around outside, but if you did stumble, you'd fall over that precipice just there. So it's probably not a good idea.
Thank you.
I like a nice glass of milk.
Yeah, but all I'm thinking is about yesterday.
Here I am at the top of the world. Behind me you can see the mountain that's called the Claws of the Puma. It's quite a magnificent sight, and I think you'll see that all around I am surrounded by incredible mountains. Today we go down 2,000 steps in our descent to Machu Picchu.
In 1911, when Hiram Bingham struggled through the undergrowth to finally end his quest, he must have been greeted by a mixture of wonderment and strange desolation. It's very different today, and unless you arrive early, you're going to be greeted by a lot of people. Machu Picchu is best enjoyed from the Sun Gate early in the morning.
Well, we've just arrived in Puerto Maldonado. And we're in the Amazon, and there's a great sense of excitement. I've wanted to be here for a long time. Now we're here, away we go. We're on the Madre de Dios River in the department of Madre de Dios, and we're heading towards our accommodation for the night, deep in the Amazon jungle. Just explain, we were in the Amazon rainforest, Amazon basin.
Yep, we're here in the jungle by a lake.
Sandoval, Lake Sandoval it's called.
And as he's probably told you, we're just about to go on the lake and go to the other side where
It's mosquito infested, but
We're tough enough.
well, we're deeted up. But there's a lot of incredible wildlife apparently on the other side, so we're going to check it out and see what's happening.
What have we seen already today? We've seen parrots aplenty, we've seen sloths, we saw a cute little anteater, monkeys we've caught a glimpse of, we're hoping to see more of those.
Otters, we saw some wonderful
giant otters.
Screaming and shouting they were.
Place is alive, and at night even more so.
Spiders, you got some spiders.
Yeah,
as well,
spiders,
didn't you?
St Andrew's cross spiders. I don't know who got them first, Australia or Peru. They were probably shipped over in freights, hiding in the middle of bananas, waiting to attack unsuspecting shop assistants.
Butterflies, a gazillion butterflies. They're the biggest, most beautiful butterflies I've ever seen. Not that I'm a big butterfly person, but I was impressed.
Gazillion, slight exaggeration, there are at least 1,000 here.
Oh, we've seen about 3, but it's great anyway. Yeah. Anyway, we're just waiting for our boat ride to be ready. I'm nearly ready, you?
I'm happy like this. I prefer to go native, but John looks decidedly overdressed.
Just precautions, I have my buck knife and my insect repellent and boots and stuff that you need. And yes, we get stuck there for 8-9 weeks. I will be prepared worse.
Never take too many precautions.
Never. No, that's why I take him with me, because then he can kill some stuff and then we can eat it.
Soon we will shave, shower, and it will feel glorious.
You see, I don't mind actually. I quite like the perversity of dried sweat. I like not washing, not shaving for a few days. Have a little splash in the face, but it's invigorating and it's manly.
Yeah, me on the other hand, I like to wallow in a bath, shower, moisturize myself up. Clean shaven, nice clean linen clothes. Feel wonderful now.
But it's amazing what a hotel does to your senses. It lifts you 100% a minute. Been here 10 minutes, feel 1,000 times better. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sick.
Never a good idea to go up any mountain with a chest infection.
Or somebody that has a chest infection.
No. All right.
Well, we'll see you up there.
Yeah, we'll see you up there.
Yeah. Good.